You fucking my girlfriend. You slept with my girlfriend. I cannot believe you.
Dude, that's a
That was terrible. Hey! Welcome back to the podcast.
Not sponsored by Holiday.
Not sponsored by
Holiday
Holiday.
Station stores. Get your holiday. I don't even like
What are you
Holiday.
fucking
Holiday.
talking
I was
about?
about to run an ad for your.
We're not sponsored by Holiday. I don't think anyone in the history of mankind has ever been sponsored by the gas station Holiday.
I bet
Holiday
like
Station
some like really obscure NASCAR driver.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I feel like only NASCAR drivers are sponsored
By like the
gas
stupidest
stations.
shit, like Lucas Oil.
Yeah.
Although I guess there's Lucas Oil Stadium, is there not?
100%
Yes, there
Arab.
Holy shit! You almost just said 100% a rapist.
Oh shit.
100% Arabica beans at Holiday Station stores. Get your.
What are you talking
I'm
about?
trying
You
to run an ad. You
yeah,
never
but
had an ad.
yeah, but you always stop in the middle of it.
Well, it's because I don't have a read. I don't have an ad.
Well, no shit, because we're not actually sponsored by
You
Holiday.
can hang it up right here.
Okay. All right. I get a teleprompter on the Be Quiet podcast.
I'll tell you what, the only time that I go to Holiday is so my dad, he has these gas coupons and he gets like a big fat discount per gallon. And then usually it's like the most inconvenient times, like I usually don't have pants on, I'm about to practice saxophone or something, and he's like, hey,
Isn't that all the time?
yeah, but he's like, hey, can you drive down to the gas station with me? So like I'll take like one of our cars. It's a lot of
Dude,
them.
I've never used a coupon for gas in
But
my entire life.
then I drive onto the opposite side
Where
of
does
the
he get
pump.
that shit? Where do you get a gas coupon?
Dude, I don't know. You just find some coupons.
So your dad is like, we gotta get these. We gotta fill up.
Dude, gotta fill up. It sounds like an apocalypse thing. You know,
like, oh, we gotta refuel.
Yeah, stock market's gonna fucking crash.
Bro, I fueled my.
Dude.
Oh, sorry. I fueled my fucking body yesterday, or 2 days ago. I got 3 shots on one day. It was terrible.
Yeah.
I was like Thanos with the fucking when he got all 6 Infinity Stones. My arms were like fucking turning yellow and shit. I got the COVID booster in this arm. I got a meningitis part 3 or something like that. in one arm. And then I got just a flu shot. Yeah. Well, it was like they were
Why
like,
the fuck would you do it all in one day?
just kill 3 birds with 1 stone. You know what I mean?
That seems dangerous. Did
yeah.
the doctors know you were doing that?
Well, no. So I was supposed to get it last week, right, on Monday, and then because I was supposed to get the flu shot and the COVID shot, and then I realized last time I was at the doctor, they said, well, you have this meningitis shot already, but there's this new one that makes it like almost 100% effective. I'm like, oh, do tell, something like that. And then they're like, yeah, but it's 2 parts, and so you need to take one now, and then you can take another after a month.
Just like the COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so then I was like, okay. So I got the first one, and then I was like, okay. So then I'm like, okay, well, might as well if I'm getting shots, I might as well fuck my entire day up by getting 3 in one arm. That shit happened. I got I got 3 shots. So I go to the doctor, and I you wear your mask into the doctor, right? Because there's like sick people in there, and they're like, oh, here we got a new mask for you or whatever. They're like, it's got a food trap or it's like some, I don't remember what she said, I couldn't hear. It's like got some sort of new, it's like some new kind of mask. I'm like, okay. So I put this new mask on, and this becomes important later on in the story. And then so I go, the fucking doctor, you know, gives me the shots. She's like reading off all this stuff, like, oh, have you gotten like a bone marrow transplant in the last 6 months? And it's like, no.
What?
Wouldn't you be able to see that on my fucking medical records that you have right in front of you? Whatever. She's like, have you gotten like stuff that's obviously hasn't happened? Like, oh, have you fucking been infected with gamma radiation in the past month? Shit like that. And I'm like, no, no, no. And she's like, you have fucking Brontal McMesthaphine or something like that. She's saying all this stuff. I'm like, don't even know what that is. She's like, yeah, ha, ha. So then she's like, okay, now we're gonna give you, and she's like kind of talking to me like I'm a little kid. She's like, okay, now we're gonna put this, we're gonna put the, we're gonna put one shot in this arm and two shots in the other arm, and I'm like, okay. She's like, so which one do you want the two shots in? I'm like, I'll do the left arm. I'm talking like kind of, in my opinion, I was talking kind of like normally, like I was
Sure.
talking like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get the two shots in the one arm I don't
Oh,
use.
you're
Like,
just messing with her.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I think I'll do the two in the left arm.
Yeah, always
Uh,
mess with your doctor.
But I feel like maybe she anticipated that as me saying like like I actually took time to think about it. Like I was like, yeah, I think I'll do two shots in my left arm. And then so then she's like, okay, and then I had to get a shot in the two. I got the one shot in this arm, and then I had to turn. So I just did this, and then I was sitting across from the the bed thing with the paper on it, and then she's like, how about you sit over here and do, and like, so that way I have a better angle or whatever. And I'm just like, oh, okay. So all these things are kind of like slight stupid kind of things that I'm doing. And then I was asking like, why the fuck is she talking to me like I'm a little kid this entire time? Because then at the end she's like, okay, now we're gonna have you waiting here for 10 to 15 minutes, okay? And then if I'm not back by then, um, you can leave or whatever. I'm like, okay. And then she's like, do you want me to get do you need like a paper, like print out papers for any of this? I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? Like the copies of me getting all my fucking shots and stuff, like the
Oh
history of
yeah, yeah, yeah.
every shot I've ever gotten. So then I'm waiting in there, and then I like stand up as I'm about to leave, and there's a mirror, and I realize I put that mask on inside out.
So
So she assumed you were like,
She's like, "Oh, this guy's a fucking
yeah, she
moron."
thought you were just
oh,
a
And then
dumbass.
to add
yeah.
insult to injury, I left all those papers in that office.
So you are a dumbass.
Yes,
Yeah.
but then I got to thinking, right? I'm in the office. I'm like, how long could I wait in here until she finds out I'm in here? Like, if I was in here for like an hour, would anyone know?
You're just like,
I'm just like sitting there on my phone, like watching like YouTube or something.
yeah.
Like,
Counting the
how long could I sit
ladybugs.
in that room before people like start to question
They
me?
probably bring a new patient in there or
Yeah,
something.
they're like, "Oh, what the fuck? I didn't know there's someone in here."
I went to get a PCR test at an armory.
Oh, really?
Oh, in Invergrove Heights.
No.
Oh.
In can I say?
um, if it's well, is it in a city
You
that's
know, I don't want to say. It was 20 minutes away. That's what I'll say.
okay?
And yeah, the same thing. They didn't tell me, and it was just a normal disposable mask. But I went in there with my mask on, and they're like, "Could you put on a mask?" And I was like, or put this mask on, and I was like, "Oh, maybe she doesn't see this mask." It was just one of those black disposable ones. And I
Uh-huh.
was like,
Doesn't see the black
and I
mask.
was like, "I have one," and she was like as she was holding it, and then she was like, "You can either replace it or wear two." And I was like, and this is just another disposable mask. And
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, what? I like, obviously, I'm gonna wear one, because I'm going to get a test. That's like the most, like, that's the place you're gonna get COVID, where
Yeah,
everyone's
so
going to see if they
Right.
have COVID.
prone.
So, I just put them on, but I was like, why do I need to put this one on that you have? Is mine?
Yeah.
What's wrong with mine?
Yeah. That could be a
Very
counterfeit
interesting.
mask.
But they told you yours was
They're
special.
like, "Here, we got a new mask for you."
What did it look like?
It was purple. I think I have it in my car, but I'm not gonna go fucking get it.
No.
Maybe I'll put a picture.
You
Nah,
said
no,
it
that's
had
too
like
much work.
a food. What?
No, it was like some.
Food
I
shield.
could have sworn she said like
It's like
food,
one of those things that
food
donkeys
blocker,
wear.
food shield, some shit like that.
One of those things that donkeys wear to eat out of.
But it didn't look like I was looking at
What
it,
are
and
those
it didn't
called?
look like
Pull that up,
a
Jamie.
trough.
Trough.
Yeah.
But like that's like the thing pigs eat out of. Like what's
No, I don't know. It didn't make any sense. That's where I was thought.
that's very interesting. I
Whatever.
have a couple stories of my own about vaccines. So
Why are you saying it's so scary like
I
that?
don't know.
So
That's
I
a
got
great
that
question.
poison injected in me.
Yeah, so I got that microchip.
The
No.
5G.
I wish.
So I was planning on getting my flu shot. First off, you have to be 19 to get a flu shot at Walmart. I got my COVID vaccine there already, so like I was confused by that and mildly pissed off. But then one day at my college, I was walking through the student center, and then there's just like, oh, get your flu shot, papers, extra.
Yeah.
So I was
Read
like,
all about it.
okay, there's like two people in line, and it's like a relatively open area where you're getting your flu shot.
Uh-huh.
And I was a dumbass, and I just happened to be wearing long sleeves that were like I could not roll them
You
up.
couldn't roll them up,
So
but you had
I
to take your shirt off.
Yeah, I just had to take my shirt off in the middle of the student center. And then I also did this at the CVS that I went to for my COVID booster shot. So it's just like both times I was just sitting there like a dumbass with my shirt
Like
off.
Yeah.
Tarzan style, or did
Just
you
like
take it full
Yeah,
showing
advantage?
just
one,
like
flashing
half
one
off.
nipple.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
it's,
I'm
it's like worse.
just sitting here.
It's almost worse than having your entire shirt off.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
It's like just your tits poking.
Yeah. Well, that was interesting.
Well,
That was
Yeah.
that was a little that was a little fun little
would you guys get a
conversation we had
chip?
there.
Would you guys get a chip?
Would I get a microchip inside of me?
Yeah, in
Ooh.
15 to 20 years.
Oh, like the Elon Musk
Yeah,
one?
like Mike Neuralink.
Like
Did I bring this up
the
last
the
time?
Neuralink, I don't no, you brought up
I brought
something
up.
with
I always brought up
something
the
with
hot
Elon Musk
fucking-
robots.
You gotta be honest.
You
I
said
always drop fucking hot lasagna conversations on this.
no,
fucking podcast.
it was
Really though. I
you
do.
said
Lasagna
you said
does.
Elon
Really?
Musk is making a robot that's like a person that can like mow your lawn and like clean your house, and you were like, that's stupid because a robot that cleans your house is a fucking Roomba.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, what's the
That's
point
good
of
memory.
humanoid
So
robots?
what was the there's like like a Neuralink inside your head that Elon Musk, I don't know if this was real or not.
No, this is
Yeah,
real.
that's real.
But
Oh,
I
it's,
see the,
it's
I see the meme. I
real.
see the meme of the.
Oh, I love
I see a
Elon
meme
Musk.
of a guy going like this, and he's like, "Motherfucker hacked his Neuralink and is playing 100 gex." And
Did
it's
you
like,
see that thing where that guy has that weird, stupid looking antenna that comes down and he's
yeah,
like, people put color into my brain or some shit? He's an
What?
artist. He's an artist.
okay,
And-
yeah. I
and-
saw something that looked like the fucking anglerfish.
Yeah, and he said that one person hacked him, but the weird thing he was like, but I liked it. And I was like, whoa, okay, bro.
Just all brown.
That
Yeah.
reminds me of the guy that sent the first tweet where he just like thought it. Did you see that? There's this
What?
guy that was like paralyzed, and they
Oh.
got like the technology where he just thought it and he tweeted it.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Ah.
So
Crazy.
Elon said that this is real and this is in development, but obviously we don't know if it's real because it's not out yet or whatever. Like,
Yeah,
you
Elon,
try-
give us the Cybertruck and then we'll talk.
If you yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like he said, he makes he always makes a promise of like a time, and it's not right.
Yeah,
But you know, I
Yeah.
I think it's gonna happen. Would you get it though?
would I get it? No,
Because I fucking would get it.
no, that's dumb.
You don't want to just fucking know everything.
You can't. You don't know everything.
I feel like
Yeah, you are. You're a computer at that
I would
point.
get a lot of headaches.
He said that you know every language. You don't have to speak to communicate. It's shit like that. As long as another person has the chip, obviously, you can just talk to them just by going.
That's so stupid.
So our podcast would just be this.
we just we just look at the screen like this, and then someone's just like working, and then they're just like, they're like, no, they're like sitting there, like this.
Exactly. Conversations would be people just sitting and going like.
Yeah, me and Jack Dunn would be sitting like looking at each other and be like,
Or do you think maybe you would just laugh inside?
no, well, I don't think I can anymore. I was at church. I was at church, and there was like 5 different times that I was like, I just thought of one thing and I couldn't stop laughing.
I'm not saying that you would hold it in necessarily. I'm saying maybe the actual action of laughing just takes place in your mind. Isn't that deep?
I don't
Oops.
think.
You don't think so? You
I
think
don't think
laughing
so.
is more of a visceral, always? You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, can you experience emotion in the metaverse?
Oh my god, this is the dumbest
All
conversation.
right,
The
no, we'll
metaverse
stop,
is so
we'll stop.
stupid.
I'm gonna-
We'll stop.
Yeah, let's talk about actual things like bored apes.
Bored.
Do you guys have crypto?
No,
Okay.
No.
Willem does.
That's the end of this
Although,
fucking conversation.
I might buy in because things are looking real
Are you in the
low.
Aren't they looking real low right now?
Are you in the
low.
stock market?
Okay, here's what I tried. So when the whole Dogecoin and the whole the GameStop thing was happening last year, around this time I believe, I made a Robinhood account, and then
Fuck Robin.
they had to send I had to send them my social security card, like a picture of it,
Yeah.
Didn't you
and then I
do that?
did, and then they like were experiencing delays, and then I think then they ended up like
Sorry, we have sent your social security to our entire staff.
yeah, something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
No, Robinhood sucks.
Okay,
But
what
if
should
you're
I
not-
get?
If you're not, are you in anything?
No.
Any stocks? Any
No.
crypto? This is not financial advice. You have to say that online, by the way.
Yeah,
Okay.
I know.
Anyways, so it's we're
Because
having a
otherwise it's
correction.
insider trading or whatever.
It's just you have to when you're about to like talk about financials, you're supposed to say that. I guess I don't know.
Because aren't you,
You
isn't it
can
like
you can only say that if you have a actual financial advisory license or some shit or like a degree,
right.
and then you don't have to say that.
I
But
see that a lot on like Twitter as people make like crypto accounts and they're like, this is not financial advice.
yeah. So
Because
anyway,
isn't it like I don't know, never mind.
so we're having a correction,
A
a
correction?
correction in the market. So all the stocks and the crypto is all down.
Uh-huh.
And this isn't just like this just happens to be like when I'm on. Like this doesn't happen. It happens like every 10 years. And
Okay.
we know it's already gone down more than 10%. So we know it's a correction already. So this is the time to buy.
Okay.
Um, and I would use it's called Webull,
Weeble.
Webull, and then for crypto I'd use Gemini. You know how to
Okay.
spell that shit.
Yeah. Let
But
me ask
crypto, I mean,
I got a crypto question for you.
okay,
Have you ever heard of the game Cooking Mama Cookstar?
yeah,
Yeah. Any crypto person knows. Do you know?
I just know about the game.
I'm not a
Yeah.
crypto person.
So there was a game that came out on the
I,
Nintendo Switch,
I'm Thomas.
and it was a Cooking Mama game, similar to the like Cooking Mama or Babysitting Mama. Um,
Yeah.
and then, from what I understand, the people that own the
Yep.
Mama company,
The mom.
they did not make the game, or it was not licensed by them.
No.
And so this game was just put on the Switch, and I think it was like the rumor was it was a ploy to mine cryptocurrency. I
I
don't know
don't
how
know
the
enough
fuck that
about that.
works out.
I don't know enough about that, to be honest.
Yeah,
But that's yeah. I mean, people are doing anything they can, and it's really exploding.
yeah,
Which is funny because it started really exploding, and I'm sure a lot of people just bought like a little bit ago, and it's really really down. So that's there's a I don't I'm gonna fuck the quote. It's a Warren Buffett quote that says that you should I don't know the quote, but I know the gist, and it's like
hmm
um, you should you get rich while people are like nervous or some shit like that, which is basically just saying buy the dip, and this is a dip right now.
mm,
This is the dip,
right.
and
Target
are panic selling.
insecurities.
Panic selling, and
People
then
are
that's where
panic
you
selling,
buy in, and
and
then
it's down, you know. So
yeah, buy low, sell high. Yep, yep,
um,
yep.
Look at us, just some adults having an adult conversation.
Yeah. When I was in
Financing.
I'm yeah, I enjoy a bit of spot of finance.
yeah, when
Yeah,
I was in
like
fifth grade, we had this thing called the stock market challenge, where you were in like groups, and like there's this like stock market like simulator website thing that you have like X amount of money,
Paper trading.
possibly, and like you buy, and then like you can like sell and buy, and
Yeah,
then like it shows you
didn't we do
what you
this
would have
in
made.
micro?
that's paper trading.
Probably. I don't fucking remember. But I remember like none of us knew what the fuck the stock market was, so we just bought all
Yeah,
the funny like initials,
yeah, exactly.
like
Hmm.
ass and
That's
stuff.
actually a really useful thing though. If you're nervous about your money, you can do it with fake money with the real stock market though.
Right.
It's the real numbers, but
Right.
it's
That's what it was on the
yeah,
on that
it's
game.
Is
paper
that
trading.
like experimental or what?
What do
Like,
you mean? As a concept?
yeah, I
No,
like
it's been around for a while.
like paper trading. What?
So it's basically it's the same brokerage you'd use. So like Webull, I think it has it. I don't even know. Probably does because this is an app and a thing on the computer. It's real professional stuff.
I don't, yeah, yeah, that was 8 years ago. So
But it's literally you can just have unlimited money, but it's fake. But it
Oh,
uses the real stock market. So you can kind of practice trading.
oh,
you
I
like
see.
buy like you get like ridiculously lucky on the fake one, and you're like fuck.
You're like shit. Well, I mean, it like you should trade for the long term. So you wouldn't. I mean, there's options trading. I'm not gonna go into that
All right.
actually.
You know what else I found? I have a question about money, Thomas.
Okay.
Okay, so you know how you see the news that Microsoft just bought Activision?
Yeah.
Ooh,
They bought it for $68 billion or $67 billion. So my question is, Disney bought Star Wars for $4 billion. I would argue that Star Wars is a much more valuable business than fucking Activision Blizzard.
um,
well, Star Wars is a franchise versus.
those things are very
Well, I guess
diversified.
Star Wars is one thing, and Activision Blizzard owns like a ton of different
Yeah, and
games.
the thing is about
Yeah.
that is those are when did they buy Star Wars?
2013.
And this just happened, right?
Yeah.
So there's already a little bit of inflation there. It's
Yeah.
obviously not that much, but those companies are gonna just keep going up, probably. I mean,
But
look at
also
where I thought right now.
Disney has the talent and the filmmaking abilities to make Star Wars make more money than George Lucas would have with
Yeah,
just
that's
and
true.
then he also George Lucas had a ton of stock in Disney is what I've heard.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess just with I don't know. As a company, they probably have a lot of other shit going on that we don't even know
Okay.
Hmm.
about.
All right, I have a new question. I have a medical question.
Medical. Oh
All
So
right,
God.
in the,
he's a doctor.
so in the past week, where are you going?
I'm just trying to blow my nose.
Oh, okay, well I can wait
All
for you to come
right.
back.
No, I'll answer once I'm done.
Okay. So in the past week, you know how you're supposed to get 8 hours of sleep?
Yes.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
So I do get 8 hours of sleep every day, but it's only in 2 4 hour increments. So I basically will fall asleep and it'll be at whatever time. It'll be like last night I fell asleep at like early, it was like 11. And
Hmm.
then I'll wake up at like 3 in the morning and then I can't sleep and then oh someone's calling me. But I woke up at like 3 in the morning.
I got it.
Oh, it's my dad. Shit.
I got it.
Huh?
I got it.
Well, we're doing the podcast.
Oh yeah.
I'll text him. I'll text him
Good call.
I'll
podcast.
text
Good
him.
call.
Anyways, so basically, like I'll try to sleep for another couple hours. It'll be like 7 in the morning. I'm like, all right, fuck it, I'm up. I'm just gonna start doing shit, even though I woke up at 3 in the morning. And then at like noon, I'm like, I'm gonna take a nap, and then I'll wake up at like 4 p.m.
So how long have you been doing that?
Like a week.
Just don't.
And it works?
Yeah, but like one time I got like no sleep at all, and I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna not sleep this entire night, and then I'm gonna just go to bed early tomorrow, and then get a full 8 hours of sleep. And I still woke up and couldn't go back to bed.
Well, I mean, if you're not tired, are you tired from that?
Um,
Like all the time?
well,
Because
no,
that's fucking
this is what
insane.
happens. I'll be tired. I'll be tired when I'm going to bed, and then I'll wake up, and then I'll be like, "Ah, I gotta pee, and then I'll pee, and then I'll get to bed, and then my heart will be like, I'll be like I can't sleep now. I'm
Mm,
thinking about stuff.
yeah, because you
Hmm.
got up.
Yeah. Or
Well,
I'll be like trying to do as and my or like my lights will be on, and I'll be like I'll try to do as little motions as possible to make it so I can maintain the sleepiness,
well,
and then
what
finally get back in bed. I'm like, fuck.
Well, what you can do to stop doing that, if that's what you want, is you can kind of do a reset, and by that it means you could just stay up as long as you can, and
Yeah,
then go to sleep when you want, when you think you want to go to sleep normally, like in the future, go to
yeah.
sleep at that point after you've stayed up for like 48 hours, and then
Okay,
you should
48
be,
hours,
or 24 or whatever,
So
just do an all nighter
long.
or whatever, and then
bro.
go to bed at like midnight and wake up at like 8 the next day and try to keep doing it and then you get back in your schedule.
Yeah,
And it's easiest to do that once you it's like a
yeah.
reset.
I did the full. I tried. That's why I tried to do that. I tried to do the
You did
full.
try to do that?
Yeah, I tried to do the. I didn't sleep one day, and then it was like we went to. Well, maybe I guess I took a nap halfway through the day.
Have
That
you
was my
used
problem.
melatonin at all?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, my parents are gonna listen to this and then be like, "You should do this," but I'm fucking leaving this week. My parents are behind on the podcast, so
Yeah.
So you can't
this advice will be worthless.
can you do this schedule in college? Or are you just gonna be forced to not do it?
Yeah, so it's gonna be. It'll be. Yeah, because I might go to bed at like midnight in college because I gotta wake up for class at like 8 now. And then if I wake up at like 4, then it's like, well, fuck. Now I just gotta set up my phone because now I'm in a room with Willem.
Yeah.
So
Do you guys sleep consistently way better at college?
No.
mm, well, the problem with college is that since I'm on the lofted bed, I just don't want to get out of bed because then I have to
Interesting.
fucking do the whole shebang.
I
I I think my bed at school is like just as comfortable, which is crazy. But
Yeah,
my bed at home is it's like obviously a lot bigger, but it's not. It's like not really a very nice mattress. It's just like I don't know. It's
yeah,
like it used to be a guest bedroom, and I like moved in there.
right.
but I mean I think it's like exactly
Wait,
the
what happened
same.
to your room?
My room that used to be. Have you ever been in my room?
He
Yeah,
just
but
lives
aren't
in
you
the
in a new room
basement.
now?
Well, just a few years ago, I moved from the top floor to the bottom floor.
Oh, okay.
You know that my room with like the white walls.
Yeah, now because I remember when we did the podcast the last time, like on distance with him,
That it was that room.
right? And it was that, yeah, and you were
Hmm.
in a different room, and I didn't think to ask.
No, yeah, that's I just
I
moved
just figured you
downstairs
were like quarantined or
because of
something.
staying up late on Discord, and my sister is
Yeah.
down the hall, and I would be screaming, and she would try to go to sleep. So I just moved on.
Wasn't
Yeah.
there that time where
Oh God.
oh, do you remember that? What even was that?
My mom unplugged my shit. That was a few years ago.
What do you mean your mom
She
unplugged your shit?
unplugged my fucking computer while I was on Discord.
On
This was
purpose?
this
Yes,
was like early
because my
quarantine.
sister was getting pissed and wanted to go to bed, and I was like, no.
So your mom just walked in and unplugged your computer?
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
that's such a bitch. That's so bitch
Well,
for that
you
to
were
happen to me.
screaming when your sister. What time was
I
it?
was whispering, but like
Oh,
sometimes you're whispering and then you forget, and then your man voice
yeah,
comes in and
yeah,
it's like a
yeah.
little rumbly through the wall.
That's what happened when I'd play like PlayStation and my PlayStation was downstairs and my parents' room is right on the top of the stairs,
Hmm.
but they leave the door open. So my dad will bitch. He'll be like, "Hey, you kept me up all night." He doesn't sound like that. He'll be like, "You kept me up all night with your fucking with PlayStation," and I'm trying to talk as quiet as possible, but it's like so now it's like I guess I'm upstairs, so but I close my fucking door, but there's not like open air between. All right, what else was I gonna say? Shit, something about school,
When you sleep
college,
and stuff.
sleeping. Something with Discord maybe.
There's a lot of different sleep.
Oh,
People have different sleep schedules that they can work with as long as you get enough.
Yeah.
yeah. I saw a meme that was like, how? Why is it that like morning people? It was like morning people when night people are asleep, and it was someone like banging pots and pans. And then it was like night people when morning people are asleep, and it was like SpongeBob when he's sneaking into Patrick's house. And he's
Oh
like
yeah.
tipping on his tippy toes.
Yeah, I personally I need 6 to 7, and I can't really sleep for like I can, but it's like I'll get up and fall back asleep like multiple times. Like
Yeah,
my perfect amount is like 6 to 7,
My
and my
problem.
sister's perfect amount is so crazy, and that's why I moved down too because she'll go to bed at 10 every night,
Oh.
and like I've been for years since I was little. Like I remember when I was even really little, I would always be watching YouTube on my phone. And my dad
huh.
would have to come in and be like, "Go to bed," like when I had
Yeah, yeah,
school the
yeah,
next day, and I would fall asleep at midnight. Like midnight is my time to
yeah,
fall asleep, and
Yeah.
I've done that like my whole entire life. And then I wake up the same time as my sister, but she goes to bed at 10. So
I
yeah,
fear getting scolded by Mike Jensen, dude.
dude, it's not
So
great.
yeah.
we
We
were
need to tell
at
that
oh
story.
god. Okay, so uh it was me, Tommy, and Willem.
It was 2 nights ago.
Yes, this was 2 nights ago at Tommy's house, and we were recording a few Instagram reels because we just post
Yeah,
those.
We do that.
I
But
saw that.
we do that, but this was before we started editing everything, and we were going upstairs to get some snacks,
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
feeling the snackies.
Yeah.
Um, so Tommy has this pantry, and he was like, "Well, we have Hawaiian rolls," and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna grab the Hawaiian rolls."
What the fuck is a Hawaiian roll?
What?
Like sweet Hawaiian rolls, the little buns that you get at like Cub Foods maybe, or um,
Oh, with like the chocolate chips in them or no?
no,
Well,
this is
no,
like a
it's
like
just
something you can either
it's
make it with
bread.
sandwich or you could dip it in soup.
Oh, it's
Yeah, yeah,
oh,
yeah.
yeah,
I
yeah,
have a
yeah, yeah.
shit ton of
Those
those.
fucking
So
Hawaiian. Yeah, yeah.
Those things are
We got some of
yeah,
those sloshed in the bread box.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
sloshed
yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah.
anyways, I reached for the Hawaiian rolls.
in my house.
I barely even move them, and this bottle of red wine vinegar falls and shatters all over the grounds of the
Oh
We
no.
were
glass.
all three of us were gathered around. I was like filling up water in the fridge, the water fridge,
Nobody
and
reacted.
it
We
just
just were just
smashed on the
like
ground.
we just looked.
And we just like
And
they
then
hit all of our socks. And the reason he said it's scary to get yelled at, I'm like, he was just laying on the couch. He didn't look at all, and he didn't look mad, but it's somehow scary. He was just laying and watching TV over in the living room, and
uh-huh.
I just looked at him. I was like, "What do we do?" And he didn't even look, and he just goes, "Clean it up." It was so funny. And I was like, "Gosh." So we had to clean that shit up. And yesterday, I actually got glass in my foot from that.
Yeah.
And
Oh.
this I didn't even know this was possible. The red wine vinegar soaked into the floorboards and raised them up slightly. So it's like you can like
Oh, it
feel a
was the
little bit.
wooden floor.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it like
That's bad.
raised them up
I
a little
know.
bit.
That's
Dude,
bad.
I felt so
And
stupid.
not only that, the next morning, because we slept over, the next morning we were trying to leave, and Willem's car couldn't start, so my dad had to like
God.
stop working. He
No.
works from home, so he had to stop working and go jumpstart Willem's car because I had to leave for the dentist,
Oh, right.
which is why we couldn't film yesterday.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah, we're gonna do this yesterday.
but I had a puffy face.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that was a. Yeah. I had my arm was sore.
No,
Yeah.
you
Surprisingly,
did.
not the COVID arm. It was the two other shots
Yeah.
in the other arm.
I didn't really get sore from my booster. I just felt like really weird.
Yeah, I felt like poo.
You got booster yesterday,
Yeah.
and you feel fine today?
No. Oh, no, it was on Monday.
Oh, so you feel like kind of bad yesterday?
Yes, and then I
Okay.
had ibuprofen a couple times, and then it
Okay,
was
good.
fine. Yep.
Dude, ibuprofen is
It's goaded.
is
It's fantastic.
like so, like,
Why don't you just? Why can't? This is what we
just-
should do. We should just take ibuprofen all the time.
yeah, like no,
Just take, do like Skittles.
I literally no, listen. I got home from the dentist and like you when you get the you don't even know. Have you ever had a cavity?
I have had one cavity.
So like they shoot
Yes.
the numbing and they drill.
Yeah.
And then and it wears off and that's when it starts to hurt. So it was like 3-4 hours. Like I went home, took a nap, woke up and it was starting to wear off.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, oh, that's the worst. Like it's really the tooth pain is it just sucks.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
like perfect for ibuprofen. So I was like, I know exactly what's gonna do this. And sometimes I take ibuprofen and it kind of works. But I went up and I took 3 of those motherfuckers and I
3 at once?
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think that's. I don't think that's medically
I-
recommended.
I
No.
take 2 normally.
I thought you're supposed to take 2 at once, and then you're only supposed to take. You're supposed to wait 4 hours before you do it again.
Dude, fuck it, dude. I felt amazing. So basically, so I
I
took
can
a
see why people get addicted to this
No.
stuff.
Opiates. Dude, shit, I could use some, I'm gonna go tell my doctor I can't sleep and get prescribed fucking Xanax.
Can we
Anyways,
say this? I guess who cares?
anyways, so
It's
I
not
took
like he's actually gonna start taking bars.
I took 3. I took 3.
To all the opiate addicts that listen to the Be Quiet podcast, we're sorry.
Yeah. I took 3 of those and I threw some mozzarella sticks in the goddamn air fryer, laid down on the couch, and I was like 15 minutes later, I was like, wow, it's gone. It's gone, dude.
That's
sometimes
awesome.
I think sometimes like, is it a placebo? Like, is it a placebo? Definitely not. I felt amazing. And then I Googled should or what did I Google? It was like, does ibuprofen make you feel good?
Oh,
like,
God.
like not just that the pain went away,
Yeah.
but like better than normal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Is that bad? Is that good? I don't know. I just
So it's like if you're not feeling pain and then you take ibuprofen to become like super good.
so like I was just sitting there. I was
Super
like,
good.
wow, I feel great. Like I could just lay here.
Yeah.
Is that fucked up?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know.
Maybe you were just very
Maybe,
alleviated of pain.
maybe just the face pain. And I saw a study, and it didn't say that it just makes you feel good. Like I don't know, like an opiate might. Is it opiate? No.
Opioid.
Opioid. Because opiate is like,
No, but what is ibuprofen?
oh,
what,
it's a
what class
pain.
of drug is
I
it?
don't know. What was I
Uh,
gonna say? I thought it was something really funny to
It's
say, and then I
not
lost
an
it immediately.
You'll get
opioid.
it eventually.
I don't
Yeah.
think it's an opioid.
It was something around when you said, and then I googled it. Or like I woke up and I felt, or maybe it was something with the air fryer.
It said
Fuck,
that
I don't know.
you'll get it. It said that it didn't say that it makes you just feel good, but it said that in only women, it also can heal emotional pain.
What?
I know they did a study where a woman and a man both and this is like one of those clinical tests. So they didn't know they had ibuprofen in
Uh
them,
huh.
and which seems kind of fucked up. But you're getting paid, so whatever.
Yeah.
Like what if they're allergic? Anyways,
Yeah.
they like got it was like a clinical trial. So they had a group of people play a game,
Uh huh.
but then they had one person get left out of the game.
Oh,
So they had like a man and woman on ibuprofen and off get left out of the game,
Uh-huh.
and the man was like kind of pissed about it both times, but the woman kind of didn't care when she was on ibuprofen.
Ah.
Yeah,
So it's 4 different
I don't know how many.
experiments.
I don't know how many. What is it called? Sample size. I don't know the sample size.
Well, no, but they had to do like man, woman,
And they probably
opioid
had to
man, opioid woman.
and probably had to do that a bunch of times.
Right.
introducing our new superhero, Opioid Man.
Yeah.
Because the higher the sample size, the better usually the better the results.
Right. That's something
Because
you
it could
learn.
just be a woman that didn't give a shit,
Yeah.
so they had to do it a bunch of times.
Mm-hmm. What was I gonna say?
Also, that man's kind of a bitch. Who cares, bro? You don't have to play fucking Monopoly every time.
They played Monopoly.
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Like they're playing Jackbox and it's the one person who has to vote instead of writing answers, and you're
Yeah,
like,
Oh
and he
oh.
feels
yeah.
bad about it deep down.
We played Jackbox the other night at John's, and it was Jack Dunn was back to his old antics.
Oh, it's okay, man.
Yeah.
It's part of him, and I love
No,
him
no, no.
for it.
I love
I,
that.
lo I love him for it.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that man in a while.
For those of you who don't know,
Oh
Jack Dunn is a
yeah.
real menace at Jackbox.
It's in the name.
It's Jack's
Jackbox.
box. Fuck, I thought it sounded really funny right when you said air fryer, but I don't know what it was.
Dude,
Put some mozzarella sticks in the air
those
fryer. Then you
mozzarella
went and took a
sticks.
nap. You woke up and you
Nope,
were
you
fine.
got it a little bit reversed. I took a nap, then I took the ibuprofen, and I felt fine 15 minutes after.
It was something with the. Fuck!
Is that a tent on your shirt? On
Huh?
your shirt.
Yeah, it's a little tense.
I like that.
Yeah,
Nice.
I liked it too, but I've gotten zero compliments from the shirt so far.
Well, there's one.
Thank you.
One on the board.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's this one sweatshirt that I wear that I get a ton of compliments on. Oh, I remember what I was gonna say
I
like
bet it
two
looks like
times
shit.
ago. When you said when you when you said that thing about when you said the thing about pulling an all-nighter. So when the episode 100 of the podcast came out, obviously that was a lot of editing, and that came out the day before I had a final for physics, and so then I was like, my sleep schedule was fucked, and then the physics final was at 8 a.m. So I'm like, well, I have to edit this podcast anyway. So I went to bed. I basically edited the podcast until or that episode until I was done, and it was done at 1 p.m. the next day. So
Oh.
Willem goes to bed, and then he wakes up, and I'm like finding all the music and shit, and he goes, "You are an idiot."
Dude, Willem's on smoke recently. He's a funny guy.
I love
I
it,
know, right?
dude.
Willem has been yeah.
I don't know. He's just
Willem hasn't been
evolving.
taking people's
He's
shits.
Dude, I
evolving.
just enjoy being around him
Yeah, me too.
a lot.
Willem's transition from like Freddie Benson in season 1 to Freddie Benson in season 5. He's become just a savage. He
Yeah,
doesn't take people's shit anymore.
Yes.
it's a good arc.
Yeah.
He's gonna start going for people's moms now.
It's like Logan.
What?
What?
Did Freddie Benson did Freddie Benson do that?
I don't
I
know.
don't.
Oh.
I just think Willem should do that.
Yeah. I,
Yeah.
it's in
Willem
his nature.
maybe I shouldn't say that. Never
Say
mind.
it, bro.
Say
Willem
it.
Let her rip.
Willem
Edit it
said
out later.
Willem texted me and Willem were talking like back at school about Betty White, and I was like
Nice.
I'm like Betty White is turning fucking 100 this next year.
Not quite, but
Yeah, no, she was. This is in November,
oh, she
right?
was. Yeah, but I'm
I'm
just
like
saying she didn't
Betty
make it.
White is turning 100, and then Willem is like, I reckon I reckon November will be an interesting month for Betty White's. Obviously, that it wasn't November,
That's
so he
ominous.
sends a video of me and him talking. He sends a video of me on my computer, and he's talking. He's like, I reckon November will be an interesting month to Betty White, and I think he sends it to you guys in your group chats. And then the day I found out Betty White died on, New Year's Eve or whatever, and then like an hour later I get a video from Willem and it's the video. I'm like, you're a fucked up person, Willem.
Listen, I that's ominous as fuck.
Yeah.
And
That's
if she died, yeah, if she died in November, he would be the first on the fucking trial.
that's what
The
people always
try.
say like, oh, I reckon that February will be an interesting month for the Queen. I think I might have said that on the awards episode of the podcast. I'm like, I reckon that February will be an interesting month for the Queen. Something like that.
Any day now, you know.
Yeah. People say like people say that just because at least really like obviously it kind of sounds fucked up, but it's like, oh yeah, March 23rd, 2022. I reckon the Queen will have an interesting day, or something like
Oh
that.
And it's if when
God.
it's with someone that's really old, it's obvious what you're trying to insinuate.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what's funny about Willem and sleep is that he'll like at 10 p.m. he'll turn off the lights. He'll turn the like he'll do the click click of for my lamp. He'll be very kind of passive aggressive about it
For your lamp,
for my
this is
lamp.
like it's time to go to sleep.
Yeah, he'll turn my lamp on, which is I guess the only lamp in the room. It's in the lamp that's on my desk. And then he'll turn the lights off and they'll go to bed at 10. But then he'll stay on his phone until 2 in the morning.
Hmm. So does he? It seems like he wants you to go to bed, but he's not even going to bed himself, or is he just?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he just I don't know. I guess it is I don't really care because I'm
That
just gonna be on my computer anyways.
that's a lot like my roommate, except the lamp is by my bed. I
Uh,
just turn it off at like midnight, just regardless. But
mm,
then we usually both stay up watching TikToks.
mm.
But this has happened on multiple occasions where he falls asleep with his phone on, and half the time it's been
Uh,
like a thirst trap or something playing in the
no.
background.
I've like got out of bed to turn off my roommate's laptop multiple times, but I don't mind.
Oh, I remember what I was gonna say the second time. When you
Unplugged your
said your mom
internet.
went and unplugged your thing.
Yeah.
Um, so our Wi-Fi has been like kind of shitty lately, and so we got a bunch of these Wi-Fi booster things, but this is before this happened. I, the problem is kind of fixed now. Is the
Okay.
point of me saying that? So the Wi-Fi's been extra shitty. So like I'm trying to play like Fortnite or something.
Stop. Jacket's coming off, motherfucker.
Why?
I don't know. Continue.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Well, I'll play Fortnite with like Henry. And since both of us are playing at the same time, it sucks. But when sometimes I'll play at like in at like 3 in the morning, it'll still suck, and it's like why, right? So the other night or a couple nights ago, or a couple weeks ago, or whatever the fuck, I don't know. I'm not keeping track of time now. In this January month of this big break, it's kind of a whole shit show.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm like, why is the Wi-Fi so bad? There's no one up. So I literally go into my parents' room, and they have like they're watching The Office or something on TV. They're both asleep, obviously. It's just on. So I just rip out the cord of their fucking Apple TV and then go
Oh
back to my room.
wow.
And it didn't fix the problem at all.
Oh, that's
But I was
yes.
like, I wonder if they noticed. I asked them the next morning, I'm like, did you notice I unplugged your Apple TV last night at 3 in the morning? And they said, no.
There's a reason why. No, I don't know what I was gonna say.
Yeah. Yeah. What else can we talk about? Oh, shit.
What?
Well, something happened. Obviously you guys must have seen that the Lego Star Wars trailer came out this
Oh
week.
yes.
I didn't, but
Did you
what?
see on the Be Quiet Podcast Instagram? I posted a little funny little bit about it.
I
This
don't know.
guy's a
Anything with
fake fan.
Legos.
Well, I guess you guys don't get it because, well, no,
What the fuck
it
are you
was
talking
it was a
about, bro?
double layered joke because it was like in the intro to the episode 100 of the podcast, it's like me getting ready for the day or whatever, and one of the things, and that's when like the credits are rolling and Jonah's song is playing, and so there's a part where I have this big piece of paper that says days since last Lego Star Wars trailer, and it's like a bunch of tally
Oh,
marks,
Oh yeah, I
and so then
saw
I'm like crossing it off, and then I just edited it so it just said one.
I don't even know what you're talking about. Is this a video game?
What?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't sure if it was like
Is
a
it?
Lego Star Wars movie.
No.
That
No,
could be a thing, though.
it's like all of
Yeah,
the
I mean,
Lego Star
I know
Wars
what Lego Star Wars
films.
is. I've played that, but I'm just like I've
They're
told you
making
this.
one with all 9 movies in
Listen,
it.
I've
Yeah.
told you this before. I've never played Lego games. Remember we were gonna have me play them,
Yeah, because I was gonna play Pitfall, which is your favorite game,
and you did, and
and I
didn't beat
played
it
most of it. And
because
then Adam was gonna play Wind Waker, which was your a game that you like,
Ooh, yeah.
or something like
yeah.
that. But then Adam played the first level, and he was kind of being a kind of a pussy baby bitch boy about it.
Yeah,
And then
a pussy
you were
out.
gonna play Lego something that I like,
Um, and
and then we didn't
it's
do any
weird
of it
because
except I did.
I know like a lot of people that have played a lot of the Lego games,
Uh-huh.
and especially Lego Star Wars. And Aiden doesn't play.
Aiden.
Aiden, put
Aiden.
some auto tune on that shit. You don't know how to do that.
I will not do that.
Aiden has even played it,
He has.
and that's fucked up. 'Cause he doesn't even play shit, you know.
Yeah.
And so I mean I don't know why.
He plays lots of campaigns to first-person shooters.
Maybe it's because I'm inept, but I just kind of got frustrated with the first one I
Dude,
ever played and just stopped.
Which one was the first one you ever played?
No idea.
Okay.
I
Lego
rented it from Cole.
Marvel
You can say Coborn's.
Superheroes.
That's probably one of the best ones. That's in the top
So
three for
good
sure.
because it's free roam. Also,
Yeah.
Lego Batman 2.
Yes, that's the best Lego Batman.
Can
Yeah.
you still rent video games from Colburn's? I used to do that shit
I don't
all the
know.
time.
I just remember going to the lobster aisle.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not an aisle; it's just a container with lobsters in it.
I
It's
don't
still there,
remember.
bro.
I
Yeah.
It's so
haven't gone
close
to
to my
Coburn's in so long.
domicile.
Yeah. But this game is going to be kind of like Lego Marvel, but it's going to have every planet from every movie is free roam.
Oh,
And then
okay.
I'm getting this game, dude.
and then
That's so
I might
but
dope.
play
it
that
I don't know
shit
how
then.
big I don't know how big it's probably not going to be as big as New York City, but this is going to be the biggest one. And then
That's
you can
still
do any
so
of
dope.
there's all 9 of the movies, and then you can start with whatever trilogy you want. So if you're like I don't want to fucking do the prequels, I'm going to skip to episode 4. You can do
Someone
that if you
should
want.
just design a game that's exactly New York City or
Yeah,
like LA.
Spider-Man.
Is it exactly?
No.
Dude.
Okay, this is actually a
Like, if
fun
you knew
fact.
your way around New York City, would you think you'd be able to?
I don't know, but so obviously they have to put like the Oscorp building and like the Avengers building in there and stuff. But I don't know why, but the Chrysler building isn't in that game, and it's because of like copyright reasons or something.
Oh, so I suppose they can't really do that. 'Cause
But
there's
what
probably
that doesn't
a
make
lot
any
of shit like
fucking
that.
sense. Why would the people who own the Chrysler building are like, yeah, probably don't want it to be in the
Can
new
you see it?
Spider-Man game.
See in the movie. Have you noticed it in the movies? Do you think they have the Chrysler
I
building?
don't know.
Because there was I saw places in the movie. I was like, I know where that is,
Well, they
which is crazy, but
spoiler alert, they mentioned it in the new Spider-Man. They mentioned the Chrysler building.
Hmm.
they do.
Some a character mentions that
I don't remember that, but
something about the Chrysler building.
that's not a spoiler, really.
That
Yeah, but
is
it's a spoiler if I
a
say who the character is.
quintessential part of the
Ah,
film.
you say
There's
okay.
one person who's saying something about the Empire State Building, and then another person was like, "Oh yeah, I like the Chrysler Building."
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. I don't know what
It
you're
was the
talking
reverse
about.
of what it was in the reverse order of what I said.
and it was where. Never mind. Now that would have spoiled it if I just said
Yeah,
what I
I
just said.
saw. Well, I guess yeah, I saw
That
that
movie was
Spider-Man
great.
for a third time in theaters.
The new one that just came out.
Yeah, and I got
I'd
fucking
see it 3 times.
food, and I had the
What?
we were in the reclining
Nice.
seats, and I got food. Like we
Oh,
got
was it at?
wings. It was at
Oh,
Marcus
Oh,
Theaters.
what? You can
Not
get
this,
reclining.
not the one in town. It was the one in
Have you
another
been to the
town.
Alamo?
No, but I heard that's
That's.
supposed to be good.
I
the
saw
Alamo
fucking
Rips.
live action. Or wait, it's always live action. Mary Poppins, the remake.
Yeah, okay. The live
That.
action Mary Poppins. I saw the
I
live action Spider-Man at Vivid.
um,
I guess there is one animated one. Anyways, what was I gonna say? Yeah, I heard the Alamo doesn't take your shit if you talk. They kick you right out
I didn't hear that.
because there's like ushers that are sitting in there,
Yeah,
and if you're talking, they'll be like,
you can
"Nah,
get
fuck you.
you can get
We're not."
drinks. You can get
I
food,
saw
full
the
court, like a full
Yeah,
meal,
the
yeah.
the live action
huge chairs.
Santa Claus 3 The Escape Clause in theaters when I was like
Escape
5,
clause.
and it was in IMAX theaters, and I remember I got so scared because
IMAX.
it was so overwhelming and I had to leave early.
Hmm.
Isn't the IMAX only at that museum? Or
What the
am I
fuck are you
What?
talking about?
That's
tripping?
the Omni
Oh,
Theater.
Omni.
Yeah,
Is it called Omni Theater?
Yes,
yeah,
That thing rips.
yeah.
that's dope.
I went and saw like the thing on the Hubble telescope in there. It's pretty sick.
Yeah.
My aunt and uncle took me there a
What
couple
is
years ago.
IMAX?
IMAX is just a big
IMAX is a
fucking screen.
fat ass fucking screen.
So you think I've seen one on there?
If you went, AMC typically has
Yeah,
IMAX.
there's AMC, and then the min. Oh yeah, we're in Minnesota.
I thought you were about to say the Minions movie was in
The
IMAX.
minion. No, the Minnesota Zoo has an IMAX theater. I
Mmm.
saw one of the extended cuts of the Lord of the Rings movies
Oh my
there.
fucking god. We're watching we're watching the extended cuts of the Lord of the Rings because I watched the first the normal ones back in like
Who's we?
2009. Me and my dad are watching. Well, no. Me and my dad watched it first time, and now we're watching it with Chloe and Henry.
Keep talking.
The
Hmm.
problem is Henry, what we've all found out recently, has the worst patience of any human being ever. And so no, he's way worse. So having him sit and watch a 4 hour movie is not a smart idea because he whines and bitches about it the entire time.
That's
Why?
for new generation. Listen,
Henry, no. He's a fucking menace. He's a menace. He got a ton of games for Christmas. He got Pokemon and Animal Crossing. He played the first 30 minutes of both and has not picked them up
listen to
since.
me. This is what's happening, and I might sound like an old person. I'm not even old saying this, but I mean because it's happening to me as well. And the attention
So,
span of everybody is just going down, and that's
because of
Dude,
TikTok.
it's because of not
TikTok.
even just TikTok but YouTube, because I'm like it's rare that I watch a movie, and
You don't want
when
to
I
sit down and watch a movie, but you'll watch 3 YouTube videos that make up the time of a movie.
yeah, or even one YouTube video that's that whole time, depending on what it is, because it could be such a
Yeah,
specific topic that you are invested in. You know what I
Dude,
mean?
yeah.
you know what I
But
love on YouTube? There's this guy. It's his channel is called Haircut Harry.
Oh yeah,
mm,
I know who that
Dude,
is.
I watched this 38-minute video of him getting what's called the hangover treatment, and it's like just them putting like hot towels on his face and like shaving his face, and it's just like the
Oh
whole
ah,
yeah.
time I was just like, yeah,
Yeah, I mean
dude.
it's and like I remember vividly, there was like there used to be a time where I would always when I had free time, I'd be like, I'm gonna watch a movie right now.
I
I would
do
do that.
that.
Really?
You still
I
do that. I
dude,
know you do.
I
I do
wish I
that
could be
so
like that.
much.
Yeah,
I try to do. I start to do that. I was like, one time this year, I was like, I'm gonna watch the Dark Knight trilogy. I've never seen them, and
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah,
I'm
just
gonna
by
watch.
yourself.
And I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
you know what? I'm gonna watch those older Batman movies. And I'm like, nah, I can't be asked.
Exactly. Like I will. I used to like in middle school. It was in middle school, and I would just like I was like, oh, this movie I haven't seen it. It's amazing. Everyone loves it. I'm gonna watch it, and I would just sit in my basement by myself and just enjoy it. And like that's where like my favorite movies ever are in that time. I could really enjoy movies like so much, and I feel like I
Yeah,
can't anymore because my attention span like just goes down, or like I can't focus on the whole thing. And if I'm in a theater, obviously I'm gonna
right.
focus on the whole thing.
Well,
I'll definitely check my phone
the main
even in a
problem
theater.
is that I
what?
feel
Yes.
like I don't wanna watch a fucking I don't want to because I feel like a movie I can't watch on my phone or even on my computer. I don't want to watch a movie, so I have to watch it on the TV,
Mm,
and
Oh,
so it's like a whole thing. Like, oh, I gotta get a room in the house that doesn't have anyone in it. It's gotta be nice.
yep.
I've watched significantly more movies since the pandemic started. I mean,
I
like, there's one week where I watched the entire MCU. Just
Jesus
one week,
fuck.
dude.
oh.
Dude, this guy remembers it. It'd be like midnight, and then I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna go watch the Iron Man movies.
Well, you're always texting us like real late at night while you're watching a movie, and it's been
Yeah.
like that since I've like
Yeah.
yeah. It's you, you still do it. That's I don't know.
Willem is a fucking freak because he'll watch
Yeah,
Oh
movies
my
Willem.
god.
Yeah,
because
God, that.
he has his computer, right, and he's got two monitors, similar to me. I got a laptop and then another monitor, but fair enough. He's got a monitor, right, that's like a normal monitor, and he's got one that's vertical,
Yep.
and
Oh
he will
yeah.
watch movies on the vertical monitor, but just horizontal in the middle.
Oh.
It's just small.
Oh.
Willem is a freak because we took our road trip, and
Oh
I think
God.
And he was watching.
I probably told
He was
you
on
this
those
story.
fucking weird, fucking Nintendo
Yeah,
DS
and we
headphones.
are blasting music, talking the whole time, hanging
Mother,
out with all
yeah,
your best friends. And he's and he hung out with us and was talking during the normal trip. He didn't watch shit,
yeah.
but in the car for some reason, the whole time he was only watching Star Trek
The
on
next
No,
generation.
this
his phone.
motherfucker. I drive him home. I waited an extra day in Eau Claire to drive him home from. I don't remember. I think it was. I think it might have been Thanksgiving. I could have left an extra day early, and I waited an extra day to bring Willem home. And I get in the car, and he's like, "All right, I'm gonna watch The Flash." And he puts his fucking headphones on. I'm like, "Fuck you!" And so this most recent time he did that, but I watched. I listened to music, but the first time I just sat in silence
Yeah,
because I couldn't think of any
I
what music I
love
wanted to
it
listen
Willem.
was
to.
I
so
love
yeah, and
Willem
it's fine.
so much.
I don't mind, but I
Yeah.
mean I like talking to him, but
It's like,
I
really? The Flash of all
there was
things?
a bit, and it's the bit kind of started from me getting him to be like, "Are you really gonna fucking do this the whole time?"
Yeah.
But I would be driving, and I would
Uh-huh.
turn around and be like, "Hey Willem, are you still watching?" And then I would just think of a random
Yeah.
I was like, "Are you still watching Doc McStuffins?"
Yeah.
And
Like
he's like,
victorious.
look up, and then just look back down.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Okay, well,
Willem is the most
it's
passive
so
aggressive
cute."
motherfucker I've ever met
I
because
love it.
sorry, what was your
No,
thing?
that's okay.
He'll I'll be like sitting there on my computer and I'll like think of a topic to talk about like or like something weird that pops in my brain because that's how I work. That's
Yeah,
why I have a podcast so I can talk about shit.
yeah.
And so I'm like, why is it that they do this? And then Willem will go and he'll hit the space bar on his computer like to pause his YouTube video
Oh
really loud and
yeah.
obnoxiously, and he'll
What?
go, "What?" I'm like, "Blah blah blah blah," and he's like, "I don't know." I'm like,
He's such a savage, though. It's
Dude, I
the
amazing.
love
worst
it.
thing
He
that
doesn't give a shit.
the worst thing that ever happened. This is kind of cringe actually. Was I was I was playing Mario Galaxy on the Wii, Mario Galaxy 2 specifically, and I was like, why does this game have so much 2D like sections in it? I've never realized that. And then Willem goes, "What was that?" And like, this game has so much 2D sections, and even though Willem has never
So
played the
much
game,
2D sections.
and then like I'm like they should do a Mario Galaxy game where they do blah blah or some, like I had some sort of thought at the time. I'm like they should have me on that community access video game podcast like this that the community access channel from our town has like this video game podcast that they did one episode of and never did. And I said they should have me on that fucking community access video game podcast one of these days. And Willem just goes, I'm like, wow, you don't think I should be allowed on that podcast? And I don't think Willem knew that it exists. And Willem just goes, what? You want me to inflate your ego by saying you should be on this podcast? I'm like, I was joking. It doesn't the podcast doesn't exist, motherfucker. How
Oh
long have we
man.
been recording for? It says in the bottom.
Almost an hour.
Ooh, okay.
Dude, that's hilarious.
What
That's
was I gonna
so
say about
funny.
We'll
Fuck.
have a YouTube chapter called Willem is a fucking asshole.
Uh,
That's what I'm doing that now on the podcast. Is I'm doing chapters. So if you get to a section, you're like, I don't want to fucking hear about them talking about crypto. You can just click your thing and then be like, oh, they talk about it for another 20 minutes. Fuck that. I'm skipping this entire section.
yeah.
Then we talk about something different.
Willem is an asshole.
Well, I wouldn't actually title it that. I'll be like,
No.
Willem is a bad friend.
Oh my god.
Willem is very passive aggressive or something like that.
He's not passive aggressive. It seems like he's pretty obvious about it.
He's very aggressive.
He's very aggressive. No, he's
No,
not
because he's not like,
aggressive.
I don't care.
Yeah,
He doesn't
no.
say that.
He's
but-
just like,
He's
I
just
don't give a shit. He
yeah.
puts his headphones back on.
Yeah.
He's very honest.
And I like
Those
Yeah.
no. He's got. I think I fucked up the story by the way, because the most recent time he's got actual headphones, the ones with the little things where he like puts them over the ears, those broke.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
he
had
told
those
us
in
that.
Ghost.
Yeah.
and-
Yeah,
which I'm happy about.
Yeah,
Because
fuck
I'm
'em.
telling him to get new fucking headphones.
I'm glad it took him long enough to get an actual mouse. It isn't a fucking
Oh, that's
ball.
stupid. Oh god, that was
That also
horrible.
was me, like, endlessly making
Because
fun
we
of him
would
for
play
that.
like video games with him, like FPSs,
Yeah.
and he would just have his fucking
Yeah, it's like how he's a
And he
weirdo.
would do okay, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was
no,
the
that's the weird
impressive
thing is
part.
how
That's
he
the
could actually use it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
And it's like there's technically nothing wrong with it, but it's like fucking stop doing that. That's weird.
and it's not like he's like under a rock. He watches streams. He watches YouTube videos. So surely he's noticing that nobody fucking uses headphones that
Yeah.
go over your ears like this and go in the behind, or use a ball. But he never once thought, hey, maybe I shouldn't use this piece of shit that nobody uses.
Yeah.
That's the part that baffles me.
Yeah, it's like, what's the point of using this douchebaggery
Yeah.
thing?
And he loves technology.
He's like
he
Neville
has-
Papperman.
he loves, like, people that love technology. A lot of the times they'll have a Samsung, or sometimes I do. There's
Yeah.
like two different types of people. So
Like Parker.
he has a Samsung, and he has all this like cool camera equipment. And he does all the filming for our band and me and Joe and everything. And he has all this camera equipment, and it's like great equipment. And then he just,
And he has a green screen in our room
I
because it's
mean-
like, what the fuck are you gonna use that for? He used it for a project he had to do.
no, he loves filmmaking.
Here's a fun fact. Oh,
But why
I have
does he
two fun
love filmmaking?
facts for you. So when we did this, sorry, I'm talking about it again because we haven't seen it yet. But there's parts in the podcast movie thing that I'm on my phone talking to people. Like I'm talking to Jack Dunn, for example.
Sure.
And obviously, I'm using my phone, so I can't. And we recorded the entire thing pretty much on my phone because that's like the best camera. I wasn't. I technically had a camera from I got one from the library, but it's like when it's like I got to do this in so much time, and it's like I don't want it if it's so high quality, it's gonna take so long to fucking like
Sure.
save and shit like that. So it's like I can't be asked. I'm just gonna. No one cares.
The thing is about that too is like phones are really designed so that people who don't really know how to
Yeah.
correct and use, it's gonna look good no matter what.
Right.
And a lot of the time I'm like, well, I mean, at this point, a phone kind of, it's either equal or like sometimes better than like a really nice camera.
Yeah.
But if you know how to use a nice camera, obviously that's gonna be better. Or if it's,
Yeah.
like, crazy nice, like
Yeah.
only rent,
Right.
you know, like a red camera or whatever.
Yeah.
It's called.
Yeah.
But anyways, the annoying thing, because when I was editing it, I was on my headphones, but it's like not a problem for me really. But whenever the scenes where Willem would record on his phone is the audio recording is set up in a way to where it knows if you're on the left or right side. So sometimes it only comes out through the left headphone or it comes out really loud in the one headphone. And it was really annoying. And I think it's still like that. So if there's any point where in episode 100 where I'm on my phone and you're wearing headphones, you might be able to hear it specifically in the left.
Hand
That's-
left.
And it's
hand
weird. And then also, what was I gonna say? When that came out, Jack Dunn called me and he was like, started the episode 100. That was funny. I like the editing on it. I'm assuming you got Willem to help you on that. And I'm like, motherfucker, I did not stay up till 1 p.m. to have you say, oh, I'm sure Willem helped you with it.
But
Willem
but
helped
that's
record
a
it a lot.
compliment, though.
Yeah,
In a
yeah.
way.
Yeah, but he said it in a way that was like today. I'm assuming Willem had something to do with that, and I'm like, no.
You
Willem, yeah, he did not. He was very helpful with being in the episode, but he didn't like help me edit it at all or come up with anything.
yes. Okay, so you mentioned Parker. Tommy, do you remember that time where we were at lunch our junior year and he came up to our table and he's just like, "Hey guys, watch this." And he just set the bells off for the school.
Yeah.
And then Mr.
Do you remember that? That
Oh,
was
Oh
a
I have
my
big
to
deal.
bleep
God.
that. Yeah. No,
Oh,
because
you do?
Teacher
missed
name?
the teacher name,
Oh,
Oh,
probably.
okay,
just the
that's
teacher
fine.
name.
Yeah,
Not
but
what actually
he
happened.
no,
That was a little
yeah,
after.
so he
Yeah.
he did that to me as well. He came up before school started and he was like, "Hey, well, he doesn't sound like me. He's like, "Hey, Lucas, I'm gonna make the bell go off a couple minutes early." And the bell went off a couple minutes early and everyone like got up and started going to class. And then I just go, I'm in the middle of the I'm standing in the middle of the cafeteria or whatever the commons. And I'm like, "That was Parker. Parker just hacked the bell." I don't
Have
think
we
anyone
talked about that on this?
I don't know, probably
Well,
not.
he basically, yeah, he hacked into the fucking technology or whatever
Yeah.
that the timer that sets the bell off
Yeah.
every hour and was able to set it off from his phone. And yeah, he just came up to us, and that was the time where he really got in trouble too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he got in trouble like what was it?
Well,
Almost instantly because he stuck around. He came over and was like, guys, watch this. We don't did any of us even really know him?
Willem did.
Okay, yeah, he came up
yeah,
to
yeah,
Will. He
yeah,
came up to
yeah.
Yeah.
Willem
Yeah.
and was like, hey Willem, check this shit out. And he just pressed the button and bell. And we were all like, well, that's not good, I guess. We kind
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
laughed, obviously, because it's
Well,
funny.
yeah.
But then he like instantly just like came over, was like, Parker, come here, and we were
Well,
like, well, there
well,
he
no,
goes.
he like left,
No,
but then
I thought one of you snitched on him.
no, because our choir teacher he came over and
Oh,
he was like, "Hey, did he just set the bells off?" And we just all refused to say anything
yeah,
because we were like,
because we know this choir teacher like a buddy, and we were just like, nah, we're not snitching.
Okay, well,
We're just like, all right, guys, no
I have a kind
actions.
of story, but I don't know if it's appropriate. I think it should be fine. I love Parker, by the way, because I played tennis with him, and it was kind of just a meme about how he talks everyone's ear off about shit that they don't even
Yep,
know about or like computers and stuff.
yep,
It's like if after you said you didn't know what Lego Star Wars was, if I kept talking about it until now.
yeah.
It's like well,
Or until the rest of time,
yeah, yeah, or like
until you are physically gone.
and I'm like not even paying attention. I'm like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And then he started working with me at Culver's, and he did the same fucking thing. And he's a very interesting fellow. Well, that was like in fall of junior year. So then in winter of junior year, when I got a Saturday school for certain things, he was in Saturday school with me because I guess they just delayed it until then. I don't know what the whole deal was. But then he was like, we everyone and the entire
There goes Jack then.
everyone in the entire like Saturday school session with us, everyone's slip said vaping on the bus, vaping on the bus, vaping on the bus, vaping on the bus, vaping on the bus. Everyone's like Gunner Super was with us, vaping on the bus, vaping on the bus. Everyone. And then I shit you not, got his Parker's thing said cyber terrorism.
"Whoa,
Oh
holy
my
shit,
It's like,
god! That's a little
don't
terrorist!"
you think that's a little extreme for a fucking little prank that made the bells ring earlier?
Teacher.
Cyber
Hey, hey,
terrorism.
hey, Mrs. You
Yeah.
know who I'm gonna say? He's not setting off a bell for people to go to class. Isn't terrorism?
No, but then no, because they were really weird about that because they were like you can't bring your backpack to school, like you can't bring you. They took his phone, like he couldn't have a phone.
Oh my god!
It's like why
Like it's
what?
funny. It's impressive and funny.
Yeah, and so that's why and it's like it wasn't that big of a deal, but it was like
Cyber terrorism. Oh my
it's
god.
like maybe they just know what he's capable of. But then I
Yeah.
put on I made a meme on the meme account. And I was like, the school and Parker Thompson makes the bells ring slightly earlier. And it was like the Spider-Man Far From Home. It was like, now
Oh
this
yeah.
is an Avengers level threat. Because it's
Yeah.
like it's not an Avengers level threat. It's a fucking oh, don't do that,
Tommy,
dumbass.
why did you have Saturday school that one time?
Didn't
I
he
don't.
go into the girls'
I have
Oh,
bathroom?
everything
that.
I want to say, but
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that's
okay.
right. Well, you
but
just.
I just said
the
it.
thing about that is, um, you like I don't know if you guys knew this, but like I was talking about that with my friends at college, and
Uh-huh.
they were like, "What the fuck is Saturday school or summer
Yeah,
school?" They had no idea. None of
yeah.
them, and these are people from all
Because they
over.
know detention.
Yeah,
Yeah, because that's what I was like when I got to the middle school. Is
and
like, what the
I just
fuck,
assumed
Saturday
everyone,
school?
every high school did that. Like
Nah,
I thought every high school went detention, Saturday school, like
suspension.
suspension, expulsion. Like I
No, detention is worse than Saturday school, isn't it?
no, I
Oh,
think you just stay after the day is over for like 40 minutes.
yeah. So
Trust me,
technically, I've
I know.
never gotten detention in my life.
Really, I haven't
Yes,
gotten it.
but I got Saturday school.
I'm just kidding.
I
Carl has never got a detention, but he's gotten suspended from
Yeah,
school.
The
Jesus.
only trouble that I've gotten in at the high school was my junior year. I I didn't do anything. I'm sitting in my physics class and you know who Mrs. calls me out and I'm like, the fuck?
Oh yeah,
Oh
I think I
yeah.
Yeah.
remember this.
You remember, yeah. And so I get pulled into this side office and she's like, "So, why'd you take a picture of your Scantron and send it to people?" And I'm like, "The fuck?"
Yeah, like
Like,
what?
what?
You didn't do that, did you?
Yeah, I did not. So, this one kid, after I turned in one of my tests,
He
uh,
took a picture of your Scantron.
yeah, and this is like after
Oh,
because he had to
your
take,
Scantron.
yeah, he had to make up the test after school. So like my
Oh,
test was just sitting out, and he just took a picture of it, and he set it
Wow.
as a screensaver. So I'm just
Wow.
like,
oh
she
my
shows me that,
God.
I'm like, I don't know, dude, and she
So you
like,
actually got in trouble for that? They never.
no, she just kept like berating me for like 10 more minutes, and then she finally like gave up, and she's like, okay, I trust you, and I was like, fuck you,
I wish she trusted fucking me. I was
dude,
like,
I no. And then of course when I led the Zoom revolution.
they need to have. Okay, I really wish I was. There was certain times in high school where I was just gonna snitch on Bailey for just everything. I was just gonna.
Really?
I was. There was one point where I was literally going to write a
Why?
letter and put it in his mom's mailbox because he gets away with everything.
Oh,
I
okay.
get in trouble for the most fucking niche shit. You get sent to the office for doing literally nothing. You get in trouble for trivial shit as well sometimes. Trivial shit
Trivial
as
Well,
shit.
well.
well, I never got in trouble in high school except for that one time.
No, he fucking took a picture of one of the all of the essay questions for an A push test and sent it to showed it to everyone. He fucking he cheat.
I
Ah,
just
Do
touched
you
like
we both only just got that one Saturday school, right? Out of all of high school.
yes,
Because the thing is that's weird. I didn't my personality didn't
yeah,
change from middle school to high school.
yeah,
In middle school, the teachers didn't think it was funny because I was still a kid. You know?
yeah,
Because I would always get detention for kind of just
yeah.
having fun thing making the class more enjoyable. Not that sounds like very egotistical that I'm making the class more
Right.
enjoyable, but it's not me. It's just like a communal thing. When you're in a class
it's
in high
facts.
school,
It's
you're,
facts.
you're you're teaching a lesson, and then maybe someone will crack a joke.
Yeah,
Anyone, it could be
exactly.
anyone. And it was me doing that in middle school and other people as well, and that would then get me in trouble. They'd be like, "All right, this is your last warning" or whatever,
Yeah,
and then I would have to like kind of crack it to my friend just to like make
yeah,
life bearable because school is
yeah. You
shit.
got fucked in the ass. You were kind of like Big
That's
Nate
one
in
way
a
to say
way.
it.
Big name.
Um, and then in high school, continue to do it, but instead of getting ridiculed for it, you're honestly praised, and you get closer with the teacher,
Yes.
and it's weird. And every once in a
Yeah,
while, it goes a little too far, and the teacher's kind of like, "All right, we need to
yeah,
like Mister. You're like the
Oh.
worst students I've ever had."
yeah,
I hate this class.
But 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 it's literally the same exact thing.
yeah. Nah, cause I
Have you ever thought
yeah
about
no,
that?
cause my parent no, cause I remember it's you can just tell in parent teacher conferences like oh yeah, I like Lucas. He's got a real like
Sense of humor.
dry sense of humor like I that I really like. I enjoy classes with him in it
And
or
it,
stuff like that. But then in fucking in middle school it's like oh Lucas is loud.
Yeah,
He
exactly.
should go to
He
hell.
talks a little too much. It went from
Jackass.
he talks a little too much to
He
he
participates in
participates
class.
in class.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. And when you're participating and breaking it up a little bit like that, instead of just a teacher talking at you, it
Yeah.
becomes more of a discussion.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
the way. Oops.
Yeah.
Fuck.
It's okay.
I'm sorry.
I'll re-listen to this.
It's the way he. That's how he does
One
his
hour,
class.
13
Like you would
minutes.
never do
Okay.
that in middle school. I mean, maybe he could even pull it off, but
Yeah. I've got one last story I need to tell. It's kind of a switch of the subject, but I
that's
need to
fine.
get this
That's
off
fine. Get it
because I
off.
just remembered it this week. It's a really cringy story. Shout out to the vacuum
Shout
upstairs.
out to someone fucking constructing.
Yeah, I think someone's vacuuming the hardwood or like the hard floor.
They're
Someone is
vacuuming
sawing
up
the hardwood.
all the glass from the red wine vinegar that I
Yeah,
dropped.
he also
Yeah.
dropped one on your house. He forgot to clean it
Yep.
up.
Ah,
Yeah,
fuck.
snuck in.
Yeah. Well, anyways, so basically, when I was getting confirmed, I had to get volunteer hours, right? I might have told the story on the
Probably.
podcast, but probably not because even I don't remember it. So if I don't remember it, I'm pretty sure you guys don't remember it.
I don't remember
All
Well,
anything
right.
that
obviously
happened
you don't remember,
in
but
life. Yeah.
Keep her going.
people who listen wouldn't remember. So, anyways, so we had to get volunteer hours, right? And so one of the things that I just grinded hours was my mom was the chair of the Catholic school raffle that is co-part of the church. So there's like this raffle that is like this company that goes to all these like different elementary schools, and like the kids have to sell raffle tickets or whatever, and then like in the raffle you can win like prizes and shit like that, whatever. But all the fundraising goes to the school or
Okay.
whatever, I think.
Yeah.
And then so we basically did that. And then so my mom was like, "Yeah, you can be the co-chair, so you can just help me. You can go to when we have to go talk to the school about it. I went down and talked to them, like did it like a PowerPoint or whatever, and then sometimes I would like add up who got sold the most tickets because whoever sold the most like won some sort of prize or whatever bullshit. Uh, all of that, and then there's one part where the local radio, even though it's not the same city, our local radio uh, was like, "Do you want to do an interview about me and my mom? Do you want to do an interview about this raffle or whatever to like promote it, whatever?" So we are like, yeah, sure, whatever. So then I went there, and the person who's runs the or kind of works at the radio station, I don't know if she runs it, is our friend Grace, her mom, the one, the the one, Grace S.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so
I know
she's
what you're
the
talking about.
not the not Grace McGinnis, but
Yeah.
the other one. I don't know if I should because I don't whatever. I haven't talked to her in many years, right? But I went to
You don't
elementary
know her
school with
mom.
her,
Do you know her
right?
mom?
Yes, because
Okay.
she sent both of her kids to the elementary school, right?
Hmm.
That this comes into play in the story, right? So obviously I've known her for many years,
Hmm.
and she asked us both to do the thing, and so then she's talking about blah blah blah. And she's like, "So Lucas, you haven't gone to this elementary school that I went to, obviously." She's like, "So Lucas, you haven't gone to the school in many years. How does it feel to well, I don't know, whatever questions. She's like asking us questions. It wasn't a live interview. It was
Hmm.
pre-recorded. So then I said something along the lines of, "Yeah, I went there. I actually know you from there, and because I went to school with your daughter for pretty much my entire life up to this point, right?" And so then, like, right after I said that, I think someone said one more thing, and then she's like, "Okay, wait, we got to stop the interview," and I'm like, but then she said that because she's like, I'm like, oh, what's up? We're like, oh, what's up? She's like, yeah, I messed up. Like the microphone wasn't recording or some shit like that. But she
Oh.
didn't like look or anything. So to this day, I don't know.
Oh.
Was I not supposed to know? Was I not supposed to say that thing? Was I about delving into your personal life too much?
Wow.
Or did you actually fuck up the microphones?
That's kind of smart on her. Quick thinking. If she really
Mm-hmm.
didn't want
Yeah,
that to happen, then she's just like,
yeah. I mean,
oh, it's
but then it's like if it was pre-recorded, then you can just cut it out,
true.
kind
But
of.
maybe she didn't know that.
Well, she works at a radio.
Oh yeah.
So that's where I still think like, oh, I'm such a fucking moron for talking about
I could
this
call her.
radio host's, huh?
I could call her.
Called Grace
Yeah,
or the mom.
the mom.
Well, I could next no, because I don't want them.
Get her on the podcast. Get Grace, just her mom though.
Yeah,
Just
Just
her
her mom and
mom.
you, and it's like discussion
I don't
style,
know.
where it's just
Maybe
not you're
I
sitting
gotta
there,
find her. Maybe I'll go to church and then
and you need to have a full hour long of normal
I
conversation,
gotta ask. I'm
and
like,
then
hey,
at the end
because
be like, all
no,
right,
the problem with this is
cut the cameras,
people
stop the
don't
bullshit.
remember this shit. So I'll bring up like, hey, remember blah 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 this 3 years ago when this happened? This was in 10th grade. Hey, remember 3 years ago in this interview that we did for like 5 minutes when I said this thing that you don't probably remember? And they'll be like, I don't remember that. Like some things just bother me. Like one
Well,
time,
you remember everything.
yes, that's my
Yes,
curse.
yes.
One time I was at a basketball game and I got a Snapchat from Linnea, and Linnea was in front of me in the this is like in middle school. It was the teacher
Okay.
basketball game, and she was sitting next to a bunch of girls, right? And then
Ew.
and then as soon as I got the Snapchat, all the girls turned around and were like, "Lucas, don't open that Snapchat! Don't open the Snapchat!" I'm like, okay. They're like, here, let me see your phone so we can
Oh,
open the
you told me
Snapchat.
this. Now I
And then
get it.
I asked Linnea all these years later, I'm like, what was the Snapchat? She's like, I don't fucking remember that. It's like,
There's a weird thing that's just different, and it's like when you tell me stories, like a lot of the time I'm like, oh yeah, but there's
Mm-hmm.
like this thing where it's like it's just like if my brain has all these memories here,
mm-hmm,
like this is me and this
mm-hmm,
is like the surface.
yeah.
You are existing with all of them where you can just pull them. And I don't know how that works. Where you can have them, but I still have them, but they have to be brought to the surface by
Yeah, no,
someone
but
like you.
Lucas is
yeah,
like the
but no,
fucking
that
watcher of
that
what if.
Jesus Christ.
that that I don't know what the Linnea thing I got brought up, but when I was at church this week, some other lady was talking about the raffle, and I'm like, Mom, did you get fired from running the raffle? She's like, no, this is a different raffle or some shit like that. I gotta get a lot
Dude,
of
fuck
raffles to
raffles.
fund that fucking
Honestly,
school. Fuck those fucking
What's up with
raffles.
raffles?
do you guys think honestly that if we got rid of this table and like had like if
What?
we
A
fought
fight? Yeah.
that you guys could beat me?
That both of us combined could beat you?
Look at
Yes.
the
Yeah.
width of my shoulders though.
I think you would beat him and you would beat me,
Do
but
you
you would beat
realize
Yeah.
that
both of
I'm
us.
fucking jacked at this point in my
Oh, now
life?
it's playing podcast 98. What the fuck?
Do you realize that?
Well, like,
Do you wanna do you wanna Yeah, guys. Come on, get in there.
Why do you.
nice.
What the fuck?
Do you
Why
realize
are you so ripped?
I've been fucking going, dude?
What the fuck?
College gym every day.
I thought we didn't talk about anything. We didn't talk about York. You live in
Yeah.
New
I
York
live
City.
in
We
New
didn't
York
talk
City.
about that at
What? What's
all.
up with that? Too bad. We talked about Bitcoin and
Well,
Lego Star
2
Wars.
hours.
Okay, we talked about Lego Stars for 5 minutes. What time is it? You're late for a haircut. Oh, never mind. I don't have to leave for a haircut. Well, the problem is now that we do like this, like I said, now that we do it this way, then it takes
Now I
so
have to
long
go
to
this way.
download the fucking podcast. So I don't want them to be too long. But
Well, listen. Here, I'll sum it up. Stinky, bad infrastructure.
what?
I just summed up
Oh, New York. You summed up New York.
Stinky, bad infrastructure.
Car crashes.
Expensive.
Oh,
Stuff.
didn't you see your first car
Yeah,
crash?
I've never
there?
witnessed a car crash, and I saw one in New York City.
Haven't you seen 3 since you started there?
That's a specific number. No, I've seen
I'm,
one.
When I was in
why
Florida, I saw this car go off the side of the highway into the ditch and just demolish a road sign. Not like a not
really?
yeah, not like a speed limit sign, like one of the larger ones that has like like next stop Orlando or whatever the fuck it says. And it just
I thought driving in Texas was insane.
Yeah.
It's insane, but they're pretty good. Like they're
Yeah.
smooth with it. In New York, it's jarring and and spontaneous and scary.
Yeah. Minnesota is very safe.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
My
mm,
uncle,
And
my uncle from Missouri was driving us back from Valley Fair, and he was like, "Jesus, these people in Minnesota drive slow."
and the thing is it's not just the people; it's also the landscape. Because and I was like, it's like when I'm going to the east, it's gonna be similar. It's gonna be just as cold maybe,
Yeah.
and it's gonna because we're like in the south, but it's gonna be of this state.
Yes.
Um, it's gonna be kind of cold, and it's gonna be I don't know. It's the same. It's not like gonna be like a completely different landscape. But
Uh huh.
honestly, if you're not in the city, it really is. It's like hills and everything is closer,
Uh huh.
and the roads are smaller, and they're like shit because they're older,
Yeah.
and it's like these people are driving fast, but they're kind of driving the same speed. But it's like there's just not as much to work with. Here, it's just everything's flat
Uh
and
huh.
open, and there's space, and it's not like the roads are even wider, like more lanes. It's just like naturally wider.
Right.
Like sometimes
Yeah.
I'm in a bus or something, and I'm like, I genuinely think I'm going to crash. Like I like there's like a turn that they're gonna make, and I'm like, there's no way in hell. And I drive a big truck, so
Yeah.
I know how like how these things
Yeah.
can work
Yeah.
out.
wide
But this
turns.
bus is like I'm like it's not gonna work. Always works.
Right. Yeah. It's if you. Yeah.
Bus
That's what they
drivers are
say. If you know
crazy.
how to learn, if you learn how to drive in New York, you can learn how to drive anywhere.
Bus drivers are crazy.
Yeah.
A lot of my friends don't have a driver's license or are getting their driver's license just now because the
Interesting.
public transport is incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh yeah, I've driven the entire lengthways of the whole United States by myself. And they're like, I drove with my dad to the grocery store,
Yeah.
and we just drive somewhere. Like, I'm like, all my friends, we all get our license at 16 because we all want to drive to school and drive home and drive wherever we want every day.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, I just uh, don't have to do all that bullshit, and I just take the bus.
Also, our town is like 15 minutes away from anything significant.
Yeah, but don't you have to pay for like the cab and shit?
Well, I mean, yeah, but it's not like if you think about gas, like it's not that much. And if you think about a
Yeah.
subway, do you know what the subway costs?
Subway is
$2.75.
fucking
And once you're
cheap.
down there, you're good for the whole length of just that
Yeah.
line. Or you can jump it, which I've done.
Yeah. Have you seen any rats in the subway?
Yeah.
Gross. I could never do New York.
I got so hyped when I saw
I,
the first
I
one.
hate mice
When you
and rats.
when you
They're
saw your
not-
first subway rat,
In
Hate
the
it.
subway, it's not bad because they're down in the tracks, but it sucks when I was trying to eat like on a bench with my friend after a show, and there's like it's like if you think of New York City, like there's these little small parks because there's not grass,
Right,
so they have
right,
to
right.
make a spot.
Mhm.
So there's like a bench and there's a tiny fence about this tall,
Yeah.
and then like grass in there,
Uh-huh.
and it's like tall grass, like bushes,
Yeah,
and they're
yeah.
like bushes that are like this high,
Mhm.
yeah,
and so like I'm sitting here, like this is like you can imagine like here I'm fucking make it here.
Okay.
So this is like the path, right?
Uh-huh.
Bench right here.
Yeah.
This is the fence. This is the fence. Like the mice will run between it, so like near your feet.
I hate
And
that.
that was me. I was like, all right, man,
I hate
this sucks.
I hate that.
That I did not like. And it was like dark out. It was like midnight too, so it's just like yeah. But
midnight
other than that,
in
it's
New
fine.
York City. Interesting.
Yeah, it's like they say like they're like the city that never sleeps, but like if it's like a weekday at night, it's fucking nobody.
Yeah, give fuck New York.
Yeah, it sucks.
Uh,
And it's not as cold at all.
Yeah,
It only started snowing a few weeks ago.
yeah.
it was like 60 when it was like 20 here.
Or honestly, like 0 here. It was still like 40,
Yeah.
50. All right, let's check what it is
Eau
right
Claire is really cold because of the fucking
Wind
the
tunnel.
bridge.
Dude, Eau
I wanted to
Claire
die.
is just a wind tunnel of the entire Midwest.
I'm so
and it
glad.
all goes through the center of the campus.
This is
It's
the
worst.
usual.
Yeah.
This is the usual difference. It's about usually
4 to 26.
Yeah. Or like no, I'm not saying it's always 4 degrees.
Well, no
you
shit, but it's
fucking
like
dumbass.
20 degrees difference,
Yeah, so
roughly.
it's like it's 4 here and it's 30 there, or 26 there.
Okay, well, we
Which
don't
is
round
it's
up.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I can't round up that one, but not this one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 So it's
Whose
0
fault is
and
that?
30.
So it's make the gap wider.
Yeah.
Widen the gap.
That's
What gap?
I don't know, dude.
Wage gap?
that's just
Uh,
don't cancel me. Don't cancel me.
uh,
What, dude?
I think we all have the same opinion.
I don't. Well,
What?
we have the opinion, but there's a joke answer that we could say that we
Oh,
shouldn't
yeah.
say.
Yeah.
Well, I could turn into Thomas, but radical right.
Turn into right wing Thomas.
I can do a bit.
Radical
I'm
right,
I'm-
Tom.
The wage gap isn't real.
Yeah.
There. Nice bit.
That was a nice bit.
Yeah.
Cool, guys.
The emphasis on bit and not real.
Yeah, I kind of wish I
It's
didn't
not
do
real.
that. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah.
I don't wish in real time that I didn't do that.
So, anyways, thank you for listening to the podcast.
It's been a pleasure, Lucas.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's been a real pleasure,
what's
guys.
the
Nice
outro?
to see you. I'll see you guys soon. I'll probably see you guys in what? April?
It's been pleasurable.
For spring break?
Well, I'm coming here for 1 day in February, but I don't know how long I'll be here. Maybe
Why
1
the
2
fuck are you
days.
coming back for 1 day?
Willem's flying me to see a concert in Minneapolis.
Why?
So it's for 1 to 2 days. I'll be back, and then I'm
Don't
going
know if
to-
you're gonna make the plane.
Yeah, we'll see if I can get there to LaGuardia
Fucking
Airport.
Willem. Hate that guy.
LaGuardia Airport, not that bad.
Isn't that the worst airport in the
Yeah,
world?
It's pretty bad, but it's not that bad.
LaGuardia is like been known as the worst airport in America, is it not?
I don't know, but it seems like people are just being
LaGuardia.
bitches because it's not that bad.
Yeah. I want to fly Spirit Airlines just to feel something.
What do I,
Cardboard seats.
Something being a fucking metal rod in my back.
you know what's privileged of me
What's that?
is like I choose my career path just to feel something. I don't want it to be safe. I don't want to know I'm gonna have a job. It's kind of exciting. It makes my life worth living, knowing that I have to really either get some luck or get, you know,
This
Yeah.
seems so
really hard.
confrontational.
Well, same
for
with
some
me. I don't know what
reason.
the fuck I'm doing.
I'm gonna confront you.
Yeah. Or it's like Aiden. Well, Aiden knows what he's doing. He's majoring in poverty. Ow.
Anyone ever hit you on this podcast?
I don't know. Maybe.
I apologize. No, I'm not gonna hit you again. I apologize.
Well, please don't. You have rings.
Have you ever realized how privileged that shit is? That
Oh, I
I
thought you
am
were about to say-
I'm deciding to make my life harder. I'm deciding to have less money.
Okay.
That is white privilege at its finest.
I thought you were about to say, you know how
High
privileged.
five me for privilege.
You know how
motherfucker.
privileged it is that you have never gotten hit on this podcast.
How come when you can shake a guy's hand,
What the fuck are you doing?
at what point are you holding hands? And then it's a little okay.
Okay, I thought of. Okay, I got a off podcast
It's still okay what we're
conversation
doing.
that's almost exactly what you just said.
It's still okay what we're doing, right?
Well,
Or
holding
is it
hands
ca-
is holding
is it
hands has to
getting
have
a little-
two.
Holding
No,
hands.
no,
is
No, holding
holding-
hands. You can't be facing each other. It's either
So
if
we
you have
were just
one.
like this,
Unless
Okay,
it's
that's
like-
holding hands. Yeah,
unless
exactly.
it's
No, this
like-
is holding hands. If we're like this, this is holding hands.
and now it
But
feels
if-
wrong. But
wait, but
this
we're
is- This is
shaking.
the most like this is what.
But if we
men
do
all
this,
the
if we
time.
do this, if we're not moving,
Then
then
what
we're not
is it?
shaking hands. That's
Then what is
holding
it?
hands. Okay. This is the dumbest actual thing we've ever said. Because fucking shaking hands is when you're shaking, and when you're not doing anything, you're just holding hands.
Yeah, so you have
So
to
if
have
you're-
to always be moving the hand. That's all.
If you're not looking and you're just doing this, it's still shaking hands.
if you're doing
What?
Bro.
No, but I mean, people still like presidents. You know,
Yeah.
they'll do it and they'll hold it while they're talking. They'll go like, do it again.
Yeah.
They'll just go like this.
This
while
is
they're
nice
And
talking.
then they pose.
So are they holding hands?
Oh, yes, they're holding hands. They're not shaking hands if they're not moving the hands.
Well, those guys are being
Okay, riddle me this.
They're being gay, which is good. That's fine. I'm just saying that's what they're doing.
What was I about to say? Fuck you! You just fucked up my entire. Shit.
No, dude. Fuck you. This is. I'm your fucking guest.
No, something.
Fuck you, dude.
Ah! There was something about the shaking the hands
thought
and
he
like
was, like,
I
presidents.
am observing.
It was the president thing. Like they're shaking hands.
This podcast is not-
All right, we could just wrap it up. Thank you for listening. Bye.